Healing can feel a real struggle at times, not knowing if you'll ever recover, if you're doing the right thing, or if you're actually getting better or worse. And the loneliness that comes along with it. It can feel really hard sometimes. But here's the tough love I wish someone had given me. It's not just the illness that's making it a struggle and hard for you. After helping many clients overcome these same challenges, I'm here to share with love what's really making healing hard and what you can do about it. Something I bought into early in my recovery was that healing required a no pain, no gain approach. So too bad if you're not enjoying it, Rachel, because this is how it has to be. I was so wrong. Healing requires change. And I'm not saying that change can't be uncomfortable, but there's a difference between something being a challenge and being completely unpleasant. When you get stuck in the mindset that I had, you can't even imagine things could be easier than they currently are, which is why people who aren't healing either tend to give up completely, which I nearly did, or go more extreme as time goes by, doing cleanse after cleanse or creating a daily routine so stuffed with activities that it crowds out the rest of their life. If this is where you currently are, then it's no surprise that healing feels hard. And that's because it is. And no amount of working harder will fix it. One thing I focus on with clients is simplifying the process. We clarify why they're doing each thing, and we cut out the things that aren't serving them one way or another. So instead of overloading days with countless healing activities, we prioritize things that actually make a difference and that they enjoy doing. Because healing doesn't have to mean more. In fact, it often means less. When you focus on the things that give the biggest impact with the smallest investment of your time, what you're doing is freeing up your energy for living your life and not just managing it. Another reason healing feels hard is that you don't believe your body is self-correcting. So imagine your body's like a compass. When nothing interferes, the compass naturally points, guiding you in the right direction. But if there's a magnet nearby or some interference, then that needle spins aimlessly and we lose our sense of direction. And the thing is, the solution isn't to force the compass to go into the direction you want. It's to remove whatever is causing the interference so it can point north again. The same goes for your body. It knows how to heal itself as long as there's no interference. Our modern medical system doesn't really focus on this fact with chronic illness. Instead, it's about doing things to the body to get it to behave. But you're here because you tried that and it didn't work. So your job isn't to force your body to heal, but to clear the distractions. And whether that's environmental, physical, or psychological stress, unhelpful habits, or all of them, the things that are throwing it off course. Once those are cleared, your body will naturally realign itself and move towards health. This next one used to get me bad, and without changing how I approached it, healing would have continued to feel really hard. Every evening after work, I'd set aside time to rest, and weekends were focused on getting chores done quickly so I could rest again. One of my clients came to me with the same mindset. They felt fear around needing rest, but also sadness and a sense of missing out on life when they did it. Rest had become something that took from them rather than replenished them. We realized that rest wasn't helping their fatigue, but actually reinforcing it. So when they swapped after work rest with restorative activities like a walk along the beach, sitting in a park, it really changed everything. Rest had felt like a chore, a sacrifice even, but relaxation was something to look forward to without the pressure of expecting to feel better afterwards. The walk was something they would have avoided in the past, so when they felt rejuvenated afterwards, they were really surprised. And that's the difference. Rest is often about withdrawing. It has a desperation to it, while relaxation allows you to engage with life in a way that nourishes you. Something that a lot of people struggle to do. I know I did. But once you shift that focus on relaxing rather than resting, healing doesn't feel like such an uphill battle. The same goes for this next thing. We all want to know exactly what's going wrong in our bodies and what to do about it. But what if trying to find all the answers on your own all the time is actually making healing harder? So letting go of this pressure might make your recovery easier than you think. Healing feels hard. because when we put this level of pressure on ourselves, we're constantly in healing mode, never giving our minds or bodies a break. It's like running on a treadmill thinking you'll reach the finish line, but never actually moving forward. That constant pressure creates more stress, and that's the very thing we're trying to reduce so that you can heal. So when we get into this mindset, mistakes become something to beat ourselves up over rather than opportunities to learn. And we expect to be on top of everything all the time and never make a mistake. And that is making healing harder for you. The goal is to let go and trust that the answers will come at the right time. And that might be in the form of an insight or someone to help you. This next one is something we do with the best intentions, but there comes a point where it makes things harder than they need to be. So we live in an age of endless information. If you want to buy toothpaste, you can research for hours until you find something that ticks all the boxes. The same thing happens with health recovery. That search for answers can easily become overwhelming, especially as there are so many options available. Before I work with someone, I usually meet them for a call. And what always strikes me is how confused people are about what they need to do to heal. What I found is that the more they know about their condition and all the potential treatments out there, the more uncertain they feel about which path to take. You might think that more information will bring clarity, but it often creates confusion and doubt. We start second-guessing ourselves. When you overload yourself with information, it's easy to fall into that analysis paralysis. The more you try to learn, the more overwhelming it becomes. It makes it harder to trust your body or follow a clear path forward. Healing is about tuning into your body and simplifying the process. It's about knowing enough, not knowing everything. The truth is, healing requires understanding the fundamentals. Your health has been affected by imbalance, too much stress, unhelpful habits, environmental factors. If you've been ill for a long time, you might also have unhelpful beliefs or thought patterns that have rewired your brain's neural pathways. And healing's about doing the opposite of what got you here. That doesn't mean you need to spend all the years it took to get out of this situation, but it's really about identifying the key issues and working on them. When it comes to techniques and approaches, it might seem confusing, but good approaches all aim to bring balance back to your mind and body in some way. And the secret is to work with people you feel supported and heard by, using methods that resonate with you. For example, I use a variety of tools, EFT, brain retraining, and mind-body practices to help my clients reset their nervous system, rewire their brain, build stress resilience, and foster a healing mindset. And so a lot of the content on my channel is to give you the awareness of the types of problems that might be standing between you and recovery, and some tips to help you make changes and a chance to try simple EFT. But there are many ways to approach doing the same thing, and I'd be lying to you if I didn't say that that was true. So instead of focusing on which approach is best, focus on what you're trying to accomplish and choose what resonates with you. Overanalysis can definitely lead to paralysis, but there's another kind of paralysis you might be experiencing, and this one alone can determine whether you heal or not, so it's quite important. So for years, I found myself stuck in a rut, doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. But you might say, Rachel, I'm always switching things up. The issue isn't with the changes you're making, it's the energy you're bringing to them. So if you're carrying the same pressure, the same fears, and the same dependency on the outcome, then nothing's really changed. You're still doing the same thing on a deeper level. So everything we talked about, putting pressure on ourselves, overloading ourselves with information, doing rest versus relaxation, they're all part of the same cycle. So if you're bringing the same mindset and expectations to each new approach, then nothing truly shifts. Till you address that, the results are going to stay the same and healing will feel hard. When you stop focusing all the time on the outcome of what you're doing, you let go of the impatience and you address the fears that you have about not healing, that's when healing stops being hard and gets easier, because you're not triggered every day by what's happening in your body. You're trusting that healing will happen. When you're in a better place mentally and emotionally, your nervous system can spend more time in rest and repair, which is the healing zone. But if you haven't been focusing on your nervous system, it's really easy to overlook this key part of your recovery. But there are easy to spot signs that your nervous system needs attention, and you'll find out exactly what those are in this video.